Hey y'all, it's Angel, your best friend who happens to be a therapist. I still can't believe they talked me into doing a podcast, but here I am and here we go. I'm not gonna lie to you, we gonna talk about everything. Nothing's off limits, the good, bad, and the ugly. So put your seatbelt on and enjoy the ride. Hi friends, welcome back. I'm here with my mother-in-law. We call her NeNe. Hi NeNe.
Hi Angel.
I love her so much. So we're going to talk about mother-in-laws and daughter-in-laws in honor of Women's History Month. Because that is a relationship that has gone totally left. It could be really messed up and toxic and negative in every way, or it can be beautiful, positive, and loving. I would have to say ours is loving.
It's definitely loving because anybody that loves my son and gives me such beautiful grandchildren is like another daughter. And that's the way I treat it.
That 100% right. You do. And she's going to cry at some point during this podcast. So I just need y'all to know that. I hope she don't get me to cry. That's going to be the goal, to try not to cry. So I'm going to start from the beginning. My mother-in-law is off the chain.
Oh, God.
But she is off the chain in such an awesome way. You are so fun. And she says some of the craziest shit out her mouth.
I can't help it.
I remember when Mike and I were just dating. I think, were we going to the bowl? I think we were at the bowling alley or something. And you asked me for something to drink. And I was like, this is all I got. And it was my drink. But yeah, that's what I knew. I was like, oh, this is going to be a fun ride. This is going to be
You
a
were
fun
dating
ride.
then?
Well, we were dating. We weren't even engaged yet.
Because I don't remember a lot of times with you all prior to all of a sudden you being introduced and next thing you know you're getting married.
That's because I didn't live here. Remember, I start with...
You didn't live here,
Mm-mm.
but listening to various things over the years, your family sure knew Mikey.
She mad, y'all. Okay, so she mad. I said we have
I'm not mad. I just like, why didn't he bring her around in high school like he did, like he was at her people's houses and with her family and knew all of them. And I didn't know her, even though I knew her from elementary school because they both went to the same school.
Yeah, we both.
And I remember her from that time. And she's heard this story a million times, but they both went to St.
I don't believe
Jerome's.
it, y'all. Okay.
It's true. They both went to St. Jerome's Elementary School. And I came to pick up Mikey. And I was on the playground. And this little girl, Angel, runs up to my son, which is older, because when you're a child and you're in elementary school and it's a 5 years difference.
We're 6 years apart.
Well, 6 years
right
different.
Now, even bigger.
That means a little girl came up to him and she looked at him and she was looking up at him and she was grinning. But I'm a mother. I looked at this little girl and I'm like, who is this little girl? Why is she looking at Mikey like that? I mean, it was clearly she was looking at him in an admiring way. I saw it. And then that was the first time. So when she comes out of the blue somewhere, I can't even remember at what point she was introduced to us. I remembered her immediately. Because that look in her face, I remembered. I can still remember the day. And that was, I can't tell you how many years ago.
Yeah, right.
That was
who knows? So I keep saying Mike and I, we do have to come on here and kind of tell our story, but we met in elementary school, dated when I was in high school, and then dated off and on up until we got engaged and married.
And then all of that time, I never saw you, never heard your name or anything.
I know, and that's, so she mad because
I'm not mad. I just perplexed. But then sometimes I think maybe my son, well, that's not the only thing I always bring up, but maybe my son knows me, and I think he might have been serious off and on all during these times, and that he didn't want to bring her around until it was an actual thing. Because I'm thinking maybe he knew he was going to marry her back in high school.
He did. He told me that back in high school.
But he never brought you around to me.
I know. I mean, that was on him. That's his decision.
But it's got to be a reason. And I actually should ask him
You
why.
really should. I feel like, did you? You haven't asked him?
No, but I've said this in his presence. He knows this.
I know, and I think he just doesn't.
He just doesn't respond to it.
I don't know. Because, yes, my whole family knew him. My whole family has known, my family has known Mike since I was in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So, anyway, fast forward. This is year 13 that Mike and I have been married.
Yes.
And one of the things that you did in the very beginning that set the tone for our relationship as, well, we call each other mother and daughter. We don't really do the in-law thing. For the show's purpose, I guess we'll do the in-law to let people know that we're not biologically mother and daughter. But in the very beginning, before we got married, you had a serious conversation with me, and you sat me down and you asked me, you said, Angel, this is going to be a change. He's my only son, and this is going to be a change. And you said, you asked me to give you grace through this transition. And you doing that just made me be like, you ain't need grace, girl. You got me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was like just even saying that, acknowledging that, and, wanting to be the best mother-in-law, which you are, by the way.
Oh.
The
only one.
The only one, for sure. But
I will always be the only one.
But, you set the tone when you said that. And when you sat me down and had that very honest conversation, because you said that you wanted to have a good relationship.
Yeah, and it wasn't
and
easy
it worked
because I love my son so much. I want his time.
Yeah,
I want him, around. But now he's, moved on to, and I knew it wasn't going to be easy. It's just the way it is. I'm so I love my family, but it's just the best thing though that you all got married, because, and then with the children, it just made the family even better.
Yeah, because our families have gotten close. So like me and Mike can go out of town, and my mother and you will make arrangements for the kids outside of us. Like we don't have to like say, hey mom, can you do this day? Hey mom, can you do this day? That's not what they do. They say, what date y'all leaving? And then they get on the phone and they figure out the dates and how y'all want to navigate it. We don't even have to do that. And that is such a blessing.
But once you two join together, then our families join together. And I feel that way about all of your family. I feel like they're my family, and I tell them that all the time.
I know.
I love them.
Our families truly have blended.
And we have all kinds of personalities. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
It's not like we're all perfect people, but it's just family. I love them. I care about them. I care about every single one of them. And it's a big family. It's extensions out here and extensions here. But I love everybody in that circle.
It is. When we have like immediate family events, the minimum is 20. Did you know that? It's 20 of us. Like that's the immediate family.
Right.
Like just grandparents, parents. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
20.
Right.
It's 20. Off the break. Top. Like you're like, fuck. It's 20 people. We gotta figure this out. You know, before even inviting extra people. It's crazy. It's so big.
Yeah. Yeah. But hey, we're joined by blood actually, because our grandchildren connect us all.
Amen. You're right.
They connect us all.
They do. They do. And you all co-grandparent very well.
Oh yeah, we love them babies.
But y'all don't fight over them. You know, like, unfortunately, a lot of families, they don't blend. You know, they fight. And there's like a lot of jealousy or envy. That's why I was saying you having that conversation with me truly set the tone of I want to blend. I want it to work.
Yeah.
And forgive me for any mishaps that I might have along the way. And
which we all have.
Right. But no one actually sits down with that level of awareness and says it. So what was your mother-in-law situation like?
Well, my mother-in-law was, she, first of all, they didn't live here. They lived in another state. And, they also came up in a real religious, apostolic background. So, we liked each other, but because of the distance, so we didn't have that kind of relationship. And I'm thinking too, it was a long distance thing.
Right, because they didn't live here. No,
they didn't live here. So, and their world was, everything in their world was centered around the church. Even, the way they dressed, how they dealt with the world. So, but we were okay with each other. That's what I could say. But we didn't have that like close friendship type of relationship,
Yeah, because we got secrets, y'all.
Yeah.
We got secrets.
We definitely
I'll call NeNe. We'll talk.
Mm-hmm.
We got secrets. So you didn't have any secrets with your mother-in-law?
No. Because we didn't have that type of relationship where we, like I said, she'd call to see about the children or anything like that. We didn't have that.
Hell, my mother and you got secrets.
Oh, yes, we did.
Y'all, it is great. We truly have blended. What advice can you give to others? Like, I will say that you really set a really high standard for mother-in-law. So I'm so grateful for that because, when Kai gets grown and, starts to seek a wife, I know it kind of just hurt my stomach saying that out loud. But,
I know, because
I cannot, but that day will come. And I love that you showed me the good side so that I can provide that, that we started this positive realm of mother-in-law and daughter-in-law. Because I've heard a lot of horror stories. There are so many wives that don't like their mother-in-laws, like they hate each other, or like there's a lot of jealousy, where the mother is upset that the wife is taking the son. But let's be clear. What did God say?
And we know what God said.
The man leaves their parents and cleaves to their wife, but a lot of mothers don't respect that.
True. That's true. But I remember early on, and you knew I was going to bring this up. I remember early on, and I can't remember in what content it was said, but you told my son that he was a mommy's boy.
Oh, he is a mama's boy, but that's not a bad thing.
At the time when you told him that, this was early. I'm trying to think, were you married then?
I don't remember.
I don't know if you were even married to him then, but so he actually said it to me. He said that Angel said that he's a mommy's boy. And right away, now I'm going to tell you, right away I went to the negative about that.
Yeah, you were offended.
I was offended. You know why? Because I was like, because at that time I really didn't know you. So it had to be before you. Maybe it was when you was in St. Louis. I don't know. But I immediately thought, why would she say that? I took it this way. Why would she say that? Is she trying to use that to separate him from me? I really thought that. I said, because I didn't understand why you would say that if you hadn't spent a lot of time in my presence to know what kind of mother I was. And so when one day when we were talking about it, I said to you, and this, I think I brought it up 1,000 times probably since we've been married. Since she's been married. Well, we are married. We are married. But I brought it up because her and Makai they have such a special relationship. And she loves him so much, and he loves her so much. And not that Cree doesn't, but I'm talking about a son in his mother. And I always tell her, you wait until Makai meets someone.
I mean, you set the standard, so
it's not about he's a mommy's boy. He's a mommy's boy in the respect that I love him so much.
Well, when I said that he was we already had this conversation, but we could do it on the podcast for everybody to. When I say he was a mother's, what
you
it called?
Said he was a mommy's boy. That's what people used to say sometimes.
A mama. What is it?
A mommy's boy.
A mommy's boy. I liked how close you all were. Yeah. I like that y'all still have a good relationship. Like, you don't just have a son-mother relationship. Y'all have fun together. That's a good thing.
Yeah, but don't most people do that?
Hell no.
I had fun with my mother and father.
Hell no.
My mother and father, they were my social life. My dad, everything.
No. Everybody does not have that. A lot of people don't have that.
Yeah, but you're saying that from the aspect of what you do for a living.
Yeah, being a therapist.
You talk to.
And I see a lot of toxic relationships. That's just a small percentage. That is not. It's very common. It's very common for it to just be parent and child. And sometimes parents don't really even understand or adjust to having an adult child and what that looks like.
Right.
A lot of parents still treat their adult children like minor children in a way, and still kind of trump them a lot. But you all don't have that dynamic of a relationship. You actually have a friendship too. Like, y'all do things together, play games together, like chess and all that stuff. Like, y'all did that stuff.
Yeah.
And that made him an awesome husband. Like, you.
Well, your parents set the tone for who you are.
Absolutely.
So
him being a mom, it was mama's boy. So him being a mama's boy was definitely not a negative connotation at all.
Well, when I heard it, since I didn't have that much experience with you, I took it in another way.
I know. You thought I was trying to take him from you.
To use him to do something you wanted him to do versus something maybe I might have wanted him to do. I didn't, at that time.
Right. And I'm the polar opposite.
Well, you might not have been at that time. You still can't remember in what context you said that.
No, I know that. I've always told him he was a mama's boy.
Yeah.
I've always told him that, even when we was in high school. See,
well, I
told
know
him,
you in high school.
I know, but I told him then. And it wasn't a bad thing.
Yeah, but why would you be in high school telling him he's a mama's boy?
Oh, because, it was just things that he was like, oh, I did this with my mother. I did this. I was like, oh, that's good. You're a mama's boy.
Oh, no, I don't believe that. I don't believe you said it in that context. That doesn't even make sense. Oh.
Ask him.
You like your mother. Oh, you're a mommy's boy.
Ask him. You can ask him. You could ask him that. Because me and my mom are close. Right? Like, me and my mother don't have just a parental-child relationship. We talk about everything. We don't have, and that's another difference, right? Is that we don't have things that are off limits. We talk about whatever. If it comes up, we talk about it.
Yeah.
And a lot of parents don't have that with their children, whether they're adults or minors. Even with my kids, we talk about everything. If Kai asks, I gotta fucking answer.
You have to.
I have to, because you're asking.
You never not
right. Like, you're
respond.
I do.
Or put it off.
Right. I'm not the parent that says, "Well, I'll wait." We'll have that conversation another time. I might say, "This is the answer I'm gonna give you right now. I'll give you more details when you get older." But I don't ever just, brush it off and say, "We'll talk about that another time." I don't do that. Because if he's asking, He asking for a reason. And so that's what I meant. I know the negative connotation that comes with a mama's boy. Because my father was a mama's boy. And, that one was...
Well, wait a minute. Why would you say, because my father was a mommy's boy, in the same sentence with a negative commentary?
Well, because my mother experienced it in a negative way. And so a lot of things growing up, when I saw it that way, I always wanted to turn it into something that I liked and enjoyed. I actually do that with everything. I actually do that with everything. Like, even with the mother-in-law and daughter-in-law experience, I don't know anybody in real life that has a mother-daughter relationship that you and I have. I don't know anybody in real life. Do you?
I can't think of right now.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I did not want that conflict. I never wanted that conflict. That's not fun for me. I don't want conflict.
Well, it wouldn't be fun for your family.
It wouldn't. It
wouldn't be something like that can tear you as a couple apart.
Yeah.
I mean,
and the kids,
you were on everybody's side, and that's a horrible thing. And if the family, acts that way, and you love everybody in the family, but if there's conflict because this one doesn't like that one, and the husband Mikey loves everybody, he doesn't want that in his heart, that his mama and his children, or because the children might not like the mother-in-law either, or because of how the mother-in-law treats their mother. Exactly.
So the kids aren't going to be like, oh, let me go be with this woman who's treating my mother like shit. Like, that's not, So I've always tried to take those negative things and turn them positive in my life, because that's the part I can control. I can control what it looks like in my life. So mama's boy, to me, I didn't want it to be like that in my life. So that made me more attracted to Mike. The fact that he was so into you as a person, not just as, just trying to take care of his mother. It wasn't even that. It was, he just wanted to be there with you. He had fun with you.
Yeah,
I love that.
Well, they were my life.
Yeah.
They were my life.
And they still are.
Yes, they are.
They still are. You just have extras now.
Like I said, I would never move out of state. I can't leave my family. I have to be in the vicinity. I have to, it's important to me where you move, where you all live, everything. That's just the way I am. I want all your time, but I know I have to share you. It's not easy. I know you got a mother and a father, but you know, I just love you that much.
Yeah, so that's another thing, right? You don't want to share. A lot of mother-in-laws, they don't want to share. They don't want to share their son. They don't want to share holidays. You know, I know that was an adjustment for you.
Yeah, it was.
To not see Mike you still see him every holiday, don't you?
Well, no, not really. I mean, some of it's iffy. I don't see him Christmas and things like that. But then we've had situations, the pandemic. But, it's not like, I don't know. We somehow get together.
We do.
In some kind of way.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
We still see.
Yeah.
You know, because the kids still want to come here. You know, the kids still want to see everybody. So, we try.
They just want macaroni and cheese.
They love, NeNe got the best macaroni and cheese. They love your macaroni and cheese for sure. Even when I've made it, they like it ain't NeNe's. I'm like, well, shit, she gave me the recipe. It still ain't hers, So whatever. I think you and I are a lot alike in the sense of we have that positive outlook on things. So I think that helped us get to where we are. It didn't take long either for us to get to where it literally happened. That conversation you had with me, I was done. I was like, yep.
Well, no, we don't have too much drama, even though drama happens all around us, but us together, we don't have the drama with us. It's not a thing where I'm not talking to them or she says something I don't like or anything. We don't have that because really, if she says something I don't like, I tell her.
Yeah, you tell me, we talk about it.
And it's done.
Right, you say something I don't like, we talk about it, and that's it. The
Lord says no drama. It's in the Bible. No drama.
Right.
Love your family.
Yeah.
So that's why, families this sister won't speak to that sister or anything like that, it's not right because whatever somebody does to you, the Lord said you must forgive. You must forgive in your heart. And then you move on. You don't carry things. You just move on. So that's how I live.
Carrying it is hard too. It's a burden.
It hurts your health as well.
It's a burden.
I'm not like that. I just get it out and let's move on.
You know who taught me to let go things faster?
Mikey.
Yep.
I know. My son he's really good. Actually, he teaches me things, believe it or not. How he looks at things sometimes and how he can see sometimes he can see beyond what I see. Sometimes I go for surface things and it's just how he sees things and how he explains things. And I'm like, is this my son?
Yeah. He taught me how to let go of things faster than I used to.
Yeah, I might have carried on things a while, but I let it go now. Especially at this age, I want my life to be quality. Not, I don't want to take my hours and use it for any kind of negative things. I'm just trying to get everything resolved in my life so I can just cruise from here on.
When they, y'all been teasing us about still working. Every chance she get, she throw up in our face how, great retirement is.
It was wonderful. and God worked it out because when I retired, I was available for my grandchildren.
I know, that was such a blessing to not have to send our kids to daycare. Their daycare was NeNe's house.
That's right. And it wasn't daycare. It was just family and family.
Yeah, it was, I loved it.
And the bond with my grandchildren was set.
Yeah.
They know me. They know us. Our family's close.
Yeah.
Very
Our
close.
families are close. What advice can we give other people to have a close family? I would say forgiveness is one. Being open and honest is another. Being respectful is another.
And
sharing is caring.
and love everybody that you love who they love. Love who they love, because that's what Jesus told us. Love your family, and treat others as you would treat yourself. So I don't know, my advice is to, if you really love your family, you would not cause them any anguish or cause them to have anguish or anything in a negative way in their life, so that they can, because life is hard enough without having to deal with that in a family. So just provide that love for them. And it's as simple as that.
And, the space and opportunity to bond, right? So the first year that Mike and I got married, I would have the parents' dinner. Was it like once a month?
I don't know, but it was very nice. I don't know why she stopped.
Because I started having kids.
Right,
that was before,
right. And family grew.
Yeah, family grew, yeah. Because I did, because I wanted you all to get to know one another as people, not just see you whenever I see you kind of thing.
Right.
So now, everybody knows everybody. It worked.
Aunts.
Everybody knows everybody.
Are there any uncles?
My mother has brothers, but they're away. Like, they don't come around. Yep. They don't come around.
Yeah.
So.
No, I'm just thinking of all the aunts, the first level aunts. There's no uncles.
No.
Because they have.
No, they had all girls. I have all sisters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have a daughter.
Yeah. I have literally all sisters. I have not one brother. I do not have one brother. It was not meant for me to have a brother.
Yeah.
It was only meant for me to have
But
sisters.
you had a son.
But I have a son.
And your father didn't have any sons.
I have it's all girls. It's legit all girls. Like the wedding, and you know how like most wedding parties, you get, I didn't have any friends in my wedding party. It was all sisters. That many sisters. My friends had to do other things, like be like hostesses and things like that.
Now my mother had 5 children. She had 5 girls, 1 son. And she actually lived, and we grew up living with my grandmother, which was her mother-in-law. So, my grandmother, my father's mother, we all grew up together in that. It was my grandmother's house, and
So what was their relationship like then? So your mom lived with her mother-in-law. What was that relationship like?
It was a tug of war type thing. It was not easy because my grandmother was an interesting person, but bottom line, my mother took care of my grandmother when she started aging, and it was my mother who did everything and took care of her, took care of my father, and took care of her mother. So there were good times, but there was also interesting times because my grandmother was a character, I admit, but the bottom line, we were all family, and she was always there for us. And that was another reason why I wanted to keep my grandchildren, because my grandmother was the one who
kept you.
took care of us. We never went to babysitters. We never had any of that. Because we all lived together. There was a lot of people that lived in our house, but it worked, and we all turned out pretty good for the most part.
Well, I got one of the good ones.
Yeah, you did.
I really did.
I'm admit I was one of the good ones.
Yeah, you definitely are one of the good ones. Like
So,
like for real. Thank you. Thank you for being so good to me.
well, you're welcome. It'll never change.
No,
Never change.
I mean, now you're stuck with me, but
Because we have fun.
we do have fun.
But that's what it's about, right? Happiness.
Yeah, but everybody ain't happy.
Well, I can't worry about everybody else. I worry about my family and my things. I wish everybody was happy.
And that's another thing. Everybody don't do that either. Worry about their own family. They worry about everybody else's shit.
Well, they always got something to say about somebody else, but they don't want to. That keeps them from looking at themselves.
Right.
And
It's a good
dealing with
distraction. It's a
you
good
know.
distraction. You're right. If I focus on your stuff, I don't have to look at my stuff. You're right. That's a good distraction.
Or they don't have a life.
Again, it's a good distraction from how lonely they are, right? Like, really. I mean, yeah. I'm blessed.
Yeah. Yes, you are.
Definitely blessed to have a healthy, happy marriage and families that really blended. Like, we really did blend.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we really did blend. Like, when we don't have a family group chat. Well, yes, we do. But we don't really use that one. We have, we use this app called Marco Polo. And it's just it's a video.
To keep us connected to.
Yeah, to keep us connected on a day-to-day basis when life keeps
Or
us
something
busy.
happens and you want to capture it for the family to share.
Yep.
It's a great thing.
Like if everybody can't make a basketball game or a golf tournament or whatever going on, I try to get a little, at least snippet for everybody to see what the kids are doing and all that good stuff. It's a way to keep us connected.
So this was more or less not about mother-in-law or daughter-in-law relationship. It's more family relationship because it's all family. There's, sometimes when you say daughter-in-law or mother-in-law, it kind of doesn't, to me, it makes it seem like, you're not bonded, those titles. But family, that's why I don't call my daughter-in-law. I call her daughter.
You do.
I've always called her daughter.
Yeah.
Because she's like a daughter to me. And her mother hears me call her daughter. But she understands. She understands it.
Right. My mother is fine with me calling you mom.
Yeah.
Like I call you mom.
Yeah.
Or I call you NeNe, whichever one.
Yeah.
That comes out first.
NeNe is the name that I wanted my grandchildren to call me. Because my name is Denise. People call me Nisi. My mother called me NeNe. That was her name for me. But I wanted my grandchildren to call me NeNe. But NeNe became the name for everybody to call me.
Yeah,
And,
everybody
calls me NeNe. But that's fine because my mother was close. We were close. And her calling me NeNe was always special. And sometimes some of my sisters, they might say NeNe, or, because that's what mama called me. But that was a special name to me. And I wanted my grandchildren to call me that. And again, all of the family, Angel's family, well, which is really my family, they all call me NeNe. And I love it.
You know what? I think you're right. I think that when people focus on being a mother-in-law and daughter-in-law, that's kind of where they go wrong. It's
a
not,
separation.
Yeah, it's not that one entity. It's blending the families as a whole.
And
That's
that's
the key.
exactly right. It's joining the families together
Yeah.
instead of keeping the word law in it.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah. Because that's what's supposed to happen, right?
Right.
Two people become one. So that brings everybody in.
Everybody in. And it's so great for the children and the grandchildren.
I mean, it's fun. When we all get together, we have fun.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we do.
It's fun. And it is. It's so many personalities. People get into it, but no one's disrespectful. Right? Like, no one's disrespectful. And no one leaves angry and says, I'm never coming back, or I'm never talking to that person again. Well, okay, with the exception of one person. But we all know that when she says it, it's bullshit.
That's right. And she'll be back. And
she'll be back.
Because she loves all of us too.
You ain't lying. You're right. You're right about that. No one takes her seriously when she says it. She's, no one takes her seriously.
But you gotta love her. I love her.
But you gotta love her. Lord mercy, I tell you. Yep. So selflessness and blending the family.
That's
Sharing
right.
is caring, guys.
And truly blending the family and not just pretending. Truly blending the family, and that's what we do.
Do you believe in the whole fake it to make it?
How does that fit in this
conversation?
Like
some people, because you said not pretending. So the people that would be pretending in the beginning, do you just kind of eventually give in?
Not so much pretending, but just trying to they're not really trying to get a relationship with that daughter or the spouse or whatever. They're not really trying to have, they just accept it, but they don't try to have that closeness. You've seen that.
I see more negative, toxic, selfish,
and I just find it sad,
in-law relationships than I do selfless and forgiving and caring in-law relationships.
And I just find that sad.
It is sad.
Because they're missing so much.
They are.
They're just missing so much.
Don't they know bigger is better? Bigger is better. It really is. Bigger is better.
Yeah. I just feel sorry that they don't have what we have. And, it's not like that.
I do think that God plays a really big part in this, right? Because everything that we're talking about is everything in the likeness of God. Forgiveness, caring, loving, respect. I think that matters a lot. That matters a lot. What would you have done if I wasn't like a real Christian? Like, not a fake Christian. Because those fake Christians, when I say fake Christian, I mean the people that talk it but don't walk it. That's what I'm talking about. What if?
Well, I don't think that would have ever happened.
Because Mike wouldn't have married somebody.
Mike wouldn't have married somebody like that.
Yeah.
But it's a bonus that you all have the same religion.
That is a bonus.
Because I'm in a marriage with somebody who doesn't have the same religion as me. And I grew up in a home where my father converted to my mother's religion, which is Catholic. And I think that was a requirement
back then,
many years ago, that if you were marrying, the person would have to convert, which he did. Which my grandmother, by the way, always threw it out at my mother, and she even would say it to us about, well, your father wasn't Catholic before he met your mother. He was a Baptist. And I knew that. So it was really great that
both
the two of you,
Catholic.
because it makes it so much easier.
It does.
Now, my husband was born in an apostolic household, and so he we don't share in the religion as a family like how it was when I was growing up, because he comes from apostolic and he does his, thing.
Yeah, like now, like right now we're in Lent, and my whole house is in Lent.
Yeah.
So, stuff comes up, they like, it's Lent, you can't do that.
Right.
It does. It makes,
It makes it
there's
easy.
checks and balances there where it's like, if I feel weak, there's somebody in the house that's going to help give me some of that strength to stick with whatever it is that we're doing in Lent.
Right. But it makes it easier in the family. If you
does.
all have the same in some way.
It does. It makes it easy. It's easier.
It's not that my husband never respected. He just didn't participate.
Yeah.
And
like, we don't have to have those conversations about, are they going to have their first communion? Are they going to do this? Like, we don't have to have those conversations because it's just natural. Like, even them going to school, like we went to Catholic school our whole lives, and it was just kind of natural to put them in Catholic school.
Right.
It really wasn't even a discussion. It was more like, which one are we picking?
Wow.
And I'm so happy to say the Catholic school that my husband and I went to in elementary school, our children are going to go there. It is like so amazing how life comes full circle.
Full circle.
Like, the place that my husband and I met, now our children will be going there. Like, that, I can't even explain how that feels.
Well, I was happy too. Every time
she cried.
I always cry when good things happen.
When they got in,
and I know how well we all wanted it, but I know how bad that they wanted it. Even though they were acting like if it didn't happen, it didn't happen. But I knew, and also I wanted it to happen. So
I wasn't acting like that.
Well,
I was just trying not to stress about whether they got in or not. I wanted to just wait until
that was your defense.
Yeah, like I just, I try not to focus on things I can't control.
Oh, yeah.
I did my part, and so I just had to wait. If I don't do that, I'm gonna be anxious and acting like a crazy person all day.
So that's a new high point in our lives.
That is, like, we're all excited.
Yes.
We are definitely all excited about that for sure. All right, NeNe, let's end this out. So you end it with, I'm not gonna lie to you, and then you finish the statement.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I love my daughter, Angel. I wouldn't lie about it. And I think God put her in my life and in my son's life and in our family. And it was meant to be. I'm not going to lie to you.
You're going to make me cry. You want to know why?
Why is that?
Your son, when he proposed to me, his words were, God made you for me.
Well, I believe that.
Yeah. He said that to me in high school, by the way.
He knew.
That was the first time he said that to me. And then he said it again when he proposed. So for you to sit here and say that is like, we were just meant to be.
Yeah, I knew it when I saw you on that playground when you was about 2 years old. Staring up at my son. Well, you said y'all was 6 years apart.
We are 6 years apart.
I was trying to remember what grade he was in when I saw you. Well, I don't know if it was 8th grade or not. It wasn't 8th grade. It might have, no, it wasn't 8th grade. And I don't know.
I don't remember that, y'all. But she maintained
6 years apart in grade school is a big part.
It is. Shit, in high school is a big part because he was in college.
But as his mother, and as I could see things, I saw something there. And I knew it. And I never forgot it. And I didn't even know. I hadn't seen her for 1,000 years. But when I remembered the day.
Well, mamas know. They say mamas know.
I knew.
They say mamas know. We just know shit. We just know.
Yep.
We just know. So I'm not going to lie. NeNe set the standard for what a mother-in-law is supposed to be. And I'm so grateful and thankful for that. And I'm sure Kai's wife will be grateful for that. Because I can honestly say, I don't think without having you as a role model that I would be that great of a mother-in-law without you setting this standard.
Oh, no. Yeah. Well, you have the love in your heart for your son.
And I want to see him happy.
Yeah, I want to see him happy. And you don't want to cause him any. But we don't have to talk about that. Because look, he's prohibited from marrying.
For a long time. All right. Well, until next time, thanks for joining me, NeNe. I love you.
I love you too.
Thanks for listening to I'm Not Gonna Lie to You podcast. Subscribe for more insightful and down-to-earth content. And don't forget to follow us on social media at An Angel's Touch 8 on Instagram and An Angel's Touch Therapy on Facebook.